ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Requesting everyone to put your hands up and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare,
हरे
Hare
राम हरे
Ram, Ram
राम राम
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे कृष्णा
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Ram
राम
Ram,
राम
Hare Hare। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। हरि ओं तत्सत्। आनन्दलीला मय विग्रहाय हेमाभ्यदिव्यच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। Hare Krishna. So I hope you're all doing well. We had a very fantastic Nishinga Chaturdashi celebration just 2 days back, um, 30th of April 2026. So Nishingadev is very, very merciful. Last week we were discussing about the pastimes of Nishingadev, and we have discussed this in past that we are actually eternal part and parcel of Krishna. We are spirit soul and we are infinitesimally small. But Krishna is he's like Ananta. He's he's infinite and we are just infinitesimally small. But when somehow or other, Srila Prabhupada says that in this material world, our condition is just like water. When the rainwater falls from the sky, the rainwater falls into the mud and it gets polluted. And what happens? The water is now muddy water. So, similarly, when we come into this material world, we become contaminated. And but that same rainwater, when it is filtered That same muddy water, when it is filtered through a mesh, it can be purified by filtering. So, if similarly, like as spirit souls, we are also contaminated, we have come to this material world and we are clouded. Okay, originally we are spirits, we are pure, but we have also got contaminated through this. And somehow, what is that? If this spirit soul is purified, then in that case, we we can also become once again like the rainwater, just pure when the mud water is filtered. And what is that way of purification? The way of purification is to engage in devotional service of Krishna. That is our constitutional position. When we engage in devotional service of Krishna, then in that case we get purified. The and there are 9 processes of devotional service. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. These are the 3 primary important ones that are described in our scriptures. Shravanam means hearing. It all starts with hearing. And Adav Shraddha Dada Sadhu Sangha. So it who hears, one who has faith, that personality comes to hear. When we have faith in something, then we start hearing. So initially we have to invest in faith in the personality from in the personality from whom we are hearing. But wherever we are hearing, where we are giving our ears, that is very important, where we are giving our ears. Because when we give our ears um, to the sincere devotees, like, okay, who are coming in the line of disciplic succession, through that our purification journey starts. And when we hear nicely, then what happens? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Then we are also able to do Kirtanam. Then we are able to glorify the Lord. We are able to glorify the Lord, Lord's devotees. Whatever we have heard, we are able to share that with others. And when we share with others, what happens? Smaranam happens. Okay. If we are not hearing properly, then what will happen is we may not be able to we may not be able to do kirtanam. Sometimes we may not have many other person to do kirtanam, but that's perfectly fine. I was just reading today morning from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is saying it does not matter like how many people were there. Even if there was no one in New York, I was ready to go and chant over there alone. And that itself, like, okay, would that was Srila Prabhupada's instruction that he received. So Srila Prabhupada had that much conviction in the holy name. He had that much conviction in the Hari Katha that okay, that chanting itself will purify. And he started alone. When he started doing the kirtanam, then what happened? Like, okay, there are so many people who came up. If we can understand from the life of Srila Prabhupada that age is not a bar. He started at the age of 70. Most people, they retire at age of 70 and go to old age homes, or like, okay, they just watch TV at home. But Srila Prabhupada at that age, at that advanced age, he started a mission, like, okay, an international mission. It's not a joke. So just by just by trying to serve Krishna in a very sincere way, it it purifies us, and we get the reciprocation also from Krishna. So this now this we had this Narsimha Chaturdashi. So today our dear Amit Prabhu, he has his graduation ceremony. He's getting his master's in computer science, and he has his graduation ceremony. So he's preparing for that. And he was sharing for this Nrsimha Chaturdashi in the morning. I don't know how many of you saw. I had shared one video of the Abhishek of Lord Nrsimhadev in Sridham Mayapur. So it was around maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock when I shared this. So Amit Prabhu sitting in his home, he saw this video, and as he was seeing the Abhishek Mayap of Nrsimhadev in Mayapur, he was desiring in his heart, "Oh Nrsimhadev, this is so beautiful. I wish." I could also do this Abhishek, but I don't know how to do. I have no idea what needs to be done for this. But if you could somehow or other engage me in this service, it would be so nice. And he just made this prayer from his heart. And like after some time, I was planning to do Abhishek at my place, and I told Amit Prabhu that Amit Prabhu, what is your plan for today? He said, I have taken a today I have taken a holiday from my work. I've taken a leave from my work. I'm not going to work. Today I wanted to dedicate for the service of Sri Narsimhadev. So I said, oh, is it? Then what service are you planning to? He said, see, I don't know anything. I was thinking I want to cook something for Narsimhadev. Okay, so what do you want to cook for Narsimhadev? He said, see, I don't know. I know today, today generally devotees observe Ekadashi. That is after the fast break in the evening. But I will want to do. I want to cook like general rice, non-Ekadashi items, and then after that, like, okay, I will I will take the prasad next day. Okay, so if that is you want to cook nicely for Nashindev, that's perfectly fine. You can do one thing. When you in the morning, you just come to my place. We will do Abhishek together, and then after that, you can go and cook. So he went. He came to my place, like we did Abhishek together. He went home, he cooked, and then there was another devotee. He called us, like, okay, for Abhishek in the evening. So Amit Prabhu was going to come, and in between his friends had told that, okay, we are coming to the temple. So he went to the temple to just see them, that they because they were not much familiar over there. So he went to the temple. There was Narshingdev's Abhishek going on there. So he did Abhishek for the second time. And then this other Prabhu who had called us, he came from there, reached to his place. He was doing the Abhishek the third time in the same day. So, and then later at night, next day morning, he was sharing with me. I asked him, Amit Prabhu, so how did you do all these things? Like, you were in three different places, then you were cooking for Lord. He said, I also don't know how it happened, but Prabhu, like I cooked in the I mean, I was praying in my heart that I really wanted to do Abhishek. I did not know how to do, but then see, Lord is so kind. He engaged me. Not just one Abhishek, not two Abhishek, three Abhishek in the same day. I said, that is most phenomenal. Another devotee shares, like from our Goranguti, uh, this is a Mataji. She's sharing that from past 2 months, she has been desiring that how she wants to offer her love to Narshing Dev. So she was thinking, like, okay, I've been desiring in my heart that I want to offer 108 Tulsi leaves to Narshing Dev, and I want to chant the 108 names of Narsimhadev. It's a very if you just powerful mantra actually. If you just go to Google and search 108 names of Narsimhadev, it is just so beautiful. And along with that, there are the meanings of those names also given. Amazing actually. So there, this Mataji, what she did is like every day she would say, "Oh Narsimhadev, I really want to do it, but my Tulsi Maharanis are not well, and they are because of this winter, tough winter, uh, there are not so many leaves. In fact, there are very very few leaves actually. Forget 108. So how can I do? Every day she has been praying, and I wish I could do this Nashing Day for you. So the day before Nashing Chaturdashi, another Mataji comes to her place and says, Mataji, actually, you know what? I wanted to offer these 108 leaves, Tulsi leaves, to you for your Nashing Day. Now, this Mataji was stunned. Oh, I did not even tell anyone. I was just praying to Narsimhadev how I can serve you. But oh, Narsimhadev, you are so merciful. I, I, I could not even. I just shared my thoughts with you, and like, you manifested everything. So I personally experienced this, like, okay, where I was just thinking in my heart, like, okay, oh, Narsimhadev, see, like, okay, from the time, like, okay, So um, generally Nursing Dev deities are are generally not being worshipped by uh, deities in the deity form. Generally are not worshipped unless we're instructed by a superior authority. So my superior authority uh, instructed me that okay, you should worship Lakshmi Dev. So I took that as an instruction, and I've been worshiping Lakshmi Dev. And I was just praying like a few days before Narshing Chaturdashi that, oh Dev, like you came here, but if you look at it, like okay, I am such a poor servant, always failing in my services. So how can I serve you in this Nashing Chaturdashi? I wish, like, okay, there could be such a situation where I have never been able to give you any joy. I wish there was a situation where I could take you to a place where you could be offered Abhishek by many devotees. Then you can then you can get the love of many devotees. And obviously, like, okay, when you get the love of many devotees, and if you're happy, then I'll be most happy to see that. So then this was just a crossing thought. Okay, I just thought this and then I forgot also about it. So the day before Nashing Chaturdashi, um, our Dimpan Gauranga Prabhu told me that okay, Prabhu, why don't you do one thing? Like okay, why don't you bring your Narshing Dev deities to our place, and we will do a joint abhishek of your deities and my deities. He also has Narshing Dev. I said okay, is it? Then I was thinking, okay, can I make it not? This thought just crossed me. So that was the previous day. On the day of Narshing Chaturdashi, in the morning itself, I was reminded. By the way, I thought about it few days back. Though. I wanted Narshing Dev to get this joy. This is also see remembrance and forgetfulness also comes from Krishna. So it is Narshing Dev only reminding you rascal. You had thought of giving this to me. So now that I'm arranging now, please don't forget that. So after arranging that, then I said, like, Prabhu, yes, yes, I'm coming. And then when I went, I could when Narsimhadev was given this Abhishek, like, he was given this bath, like, okay, with all this panchamrit, like, okay, I could feel that okay, oh, Narsimhadev must be so happy with this, like, okay, because after all, we think that okay, we are the doer, but we are zero actually. We are not the doer. It is a Lord who is the doer. We think, okay, oh, I am doing so much. Like even in devotional service, I was hearing yesterday, like, okay, from my spiritual master, is known as Radhanand Swami Maharaj, that it always depends on why we are doing what we are doing. Um, this is something like if there is a knife in whose hand the knife is there, it matters like for what purpose it will be used. If the knife is in the hand of the robber, then he might kill someone, okay, he might stab someone. But if that same knife is in the hands of a doctor who is using it for a surgery, he is using to relieve another person from a disease. So similarly, uh, if someone is engaged in a material activity, like okay, for a between a devotee and a non-devotee, the thing is like okay, they may be doing the same set of activities. Okay, the devotee also goes to office, and the non-devotee also goes to office. The devotee also has to pay his bills. The non-devotee also has to pay his bills. The devotee has to cook. The non-devotee also has to cook. But what is the difference? The difference is the devotee is doing it for pleasure of Krishna. Even within devotees also, if you see, someone may be doing lot of reading books. Someone may be doing a lot of preaching activity. Someone may be doing very nice prasadam. But we have to understand, if the objective is not around giving pleasure to Guru and Krishna, then we if it is giving me enjoyment, and if that is what it is, then it is still better than not doing it. But then what will happen is, as soon as we kind of do the course correction around, okay, oh Lord, I want to give you pleasure by this activity. Somehow or other, please get me fixed in my dormant condition. I am that same spirit so lost from you. I want to get fixed up in your service, my dear Lord. I want to, through this menial service, I want to give you joy. So, when we offer such a kind of prayer, please, Srila Prabhupada, please give me realization as I'm here, as I'm reading this. Because um, if you see, as we, uh, as I was hearing from my spiritual master, he says that, okay, if we are reading, if we are hearing also, sometimes we may be understanding intellectually, we may be understanding, and that may give us intellectual contentment. Okay, but the thing is, like, okay, what really matters is when we are hearing with desperation, when we are hearing with that eagerness that, okay, I want my heart to be purified as I am hearing this. When we are hearing with that kind of a desperation, then what happens is the transformation within the heart starts happening. Because many people may come to come to hear is what it is, and they may have a wonderful time and may hear and may uh, and may love it also. And at the end of the day, like if we ask them, then they'll say, "Oh, what a fantastic thing that I heard." But so, Prabhu, what was the takeaway from this? What did you gather out of this? It was very nice. Yeah. So, what was the takeaway? And it may not be there actually. It could be, sometimes it could be a memory thing also, but if someone is hearing it attentively, there could be one or two things that may have touched their heart or may have penetrated through their heart. That is something very, very key, okay, with the eagerness, with the intensity that we are hearing, that I think this message is something that this is the message from Bhagavatam, this is the message from Bhagavad Gita, this has something for me. Let me hear it with that intensity that I really want to take away something in my life. So then the heart transmission happens. In the, see, in the material world, if we see a mother and an infant situation, sometimes like, okay, the infant may be crying. And as the infant is crying, generally what happens, the mother is very careful about the infant. Oh, infant is crying, then generally what the mother will do is like, okay, they'll, there are some toys they'll keep near the infant, like, okay, so that the infant gets distracted, like, okay, and starts looking at the toy or looking at, like, okay, in when I was uh, when when I was growing up, like in those days, like there used to be toys which would like which could be kept on the cradle, which will be just revolving, so that will keep the infant's attention on it. Now, if the infant is happy with the toy, then anytime the infant cries, the mother will come, they will give the toy, uh, or they will give a some sweet to the infant. Okay, if the infant can eat, and then the mother will go. But if the infant is just, when the infant is hungry, if the infant keeps crying and infant is not stopping, then in that case the mother will personally come and feed the infant. The mother will be the mother will be there. See, the infant, whether it is hunger or whether it is some diaper that needs to be changed or whatever it is, the infant is feeling cold, the infant has to just cry, and it does not have to tell that, okay, I need this to be done or that to be done. It is up to the mother to take care of that. We are also in this material world in very, very similar situation. See, we are subjected to different kind of tritap. That means the three types of miseries: adhyatmic, adhibhautik, and adhidaivik. It means problems due to body and mind, problems due to other living entities, and problems due to natural disaster. When we say problems due to other living entities, that need not be always human being also. Mainly, if you see, um, generally animals are not so much problematic. Mainly, it's the other human beings only who are more problematic. So, living with the other human beings becomes problematic because there are a lot of differences in mindsets. There are a lot of our self egos which comes into play, and when that happens, what happens, like, okay, there is always a strain in the relationship that comes up. So I heard something very beautiful from my spiritual master. He says that when e- even within devotees also, when we are staying together, but this principle applies everywhere. So so when we a devotee is someone like who tries to live in harmony with everything. However, we have to understand that we are all practicing devotees. And in practicing devotees, although we are trying to live in harmony, sometimes our lower nature comes out, right? A- And the process of devotion is such that, okay, we want to transcend our lower natures. Now, now, when we talk about lower natures, okay, the lower natures of every individual may be different. Someone may be inflicted by lust. Someone may be inflicted by anger. Someone may be inflicted by envy. Someone may be inflicted by pride. And someone may be inflicted by a combination of multiple of them. So it is all the sixth anarthas actually. But from time to time, okay, there is always an attack of this lower nature on us, which kind of takes the control. And how do we subdue that? In order to subdue that, we have to intensely pray. We have to start praying. How do we pray? We have to go and tell to Srila Prabhupada. We have to go and tell to Krishna that Krishna, for you have given me so much mercy. And I'm talking to you, you all, and like those who will be watching the videos. So at least up to this point, those who are watching the video, I can understand, like, okay, that those they are sincere souls, like, okay, they want to hear about Krishna, but there could be areas where we could be struggling. We have to tell to Krishna, Krishna, for millions of lifetimes, I did not know you only. Oh, Krishna, now in this lifetime, you have given me the opportunity to know you. And and even though I have now got to know about you, even though you have sent your pure devotees, I have got connection of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, I may or may not have got connection to the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. We have to beg firstly that, okay, we have a pure devotee in our life, that we get, because Srila Prabhupada's disciples, Srila Prabhupada has left his most precious jewels, his disciples. So we should take association from them, and then we should tell Krishna our situation. We should tell Srila Prabhupada the situation. My situation is that, okay, I am being um, I am being attacked by the enemies of, let's say, envy, lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion. Illusion means that, okay, that we are always thinking in the bodily terms. I have heard it in the classes that, okay, we are spirit soul, but I have no realization about it. I really want to understand Krishna. I really want to get realization on this. And unless and until we get to that point, we may not be able to transcend it. I really want to get pure love, Krishna. When I read Srila Prabhupada books, I really want to get genuine realizations through this. I have none of this. I really want, I may be getting a lot of association, but my heart is not getting transformed. I am still there only. I may have made little bit progress and I feel proud about it. I go, wow, what wonderful thing I am doing. Eh, oh Narsimhadev, oh Krishna, Narsimhadev, you came to kill Hiranyakashipu. So please kill the demon in my heart. Oh Krishna, please bless me with pure love. I need your mercy. When we chant, we should cry out for mercy. Okay, see, even Prahlad Maharaj is saying that, okay, this material world is like chewing the chewed. After having so much, after living for so many lifetimes, also, I have not really lost the my attraction towards material things. Okay, I'm still attracted to material things. Please, oh my dear Lord, whatever my whatever my distractions are there from you, let you be all my distractions. And then please, please take control of my life and please show me, like, okay, please give me genuine attraction to those devotees who are so much dear to you. Please give me the mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Please give me the genuine attraction towards Srila Prabhupada's, the books that he's giving. Please give me the real essence of that. Allow me to understand that so that I can live my life through that actually. So this way we can try to pray so that like, okay, our heart like, okay, because the thing is like, okay, we want our heart to get transformed and the heart transformation may be happening, but we have to understand that time is very less. Time is just running out. We don't want to hear that like, okay, that time is running out on us. Okay, whenever someone says time is running out, we get very fearful about that. I will tell you something very interesting. Just 3 4 days back, I generally don't go to Facebook, but somehow when I had a Facebook account and like, okay, now it has been several years that I generally don't go to Facebook. I mean, once in a while, like, okay, once in 1 or 2 months is fine, but it is something like, okay, maybe some devotee has posted something and it is only available in Facebook, then I go and check there. But 2 3 days back, like, okay, I got a notification in email that one of my school teachers, she passed away. So as soon as I saw that Facebook notification, now this teacher I was very much connected with, and she used to use the same conveyance that I used to. We used to go in a common conveyance, a uh, a hired conveyance, and we would regularly talk actually. And she would also used to teach me. So somehow I wanted to go and see her picture and I wanted to offer a prayer. So I went to the Facebook link, and as soon as I saw her picture, I really felt like, oh, um, and then I offered a prayer for her. Then, then somehow a curiosity came to my mind that, okay, what else do we have on this Facebook site? That is my school's website, like, okay, school's Facebook portal. So I just started scrolling down and I saw that, okay, oh, this teacher also passed away some time back. Oh, this teacher also passed away some time back. Oh, you know what? This was my classmate who passed away some years back. Okay, and this and that, and so many people I saw that, okay, whom I knew, they all passed away. Then something deep ran into my heart from my class, from the classes that we are hearing. Just as, see, I may be an instrument of sharing something, but I also hear constantly. So one of the things that we hear is Yudhishthir Maharaj, the eldest brother of the Pandavas. He tells, he was asked by Yaksha when all the four brothers in one pastime, like, okay, they uh, they go to drink water from a lake, and they all, as soon as they drink that water, it is poisonous water and they all die. So Yudhishthir Maharaj comes and he sees all his brothers are dead. He understanding what it is, understanding this grave situation. um, he's at that time he's encountered with an yaksha, and this yaksha tells him that Yudhishthir, you have to, if you answer all the questions, then that I asked, then only I can bring any one brother of you back to life. So then there are numerous set of questions, and this conversation with Yaksha is very enlightening. But within this conversation, of the many multiple questions that are being asked by Yaksha and answered by Yudhishthir Maharaj, there is one question that stands out. The Yaksha asked him, that is, what is the most surprising thing that you find in this world? So Yudhishthir Maharaj, who is who is a personification of religion, of dharma, he tells that okay, in this world we see so many people, our near ones, dear ones, those who are not very connected to us, some people from various news and other things, they leave their body, but somehow that that doesn't change our heart. We think that okay, we are going to live forever. Now, I'll be very honest, I have heard this so many times, but when that day, when I was looking into all these pictures, it it really ran like a spine through my heart. And I was thinking that okay, it is so true. These people I knew, like, okay, I could not imagine, like, okay, seeing all of these people, like they have passed away in such immediate succession. It is telling me that okay, I also have to leave. Okay, there are so many knocks. Hair is growing white. Now bodily strength is reducing. Yeah, you have to understand. See, for a in this material world, so at at some point of time, like, okay, we are in a growth spurt. Then there is a steady state comes, and then there is a deterioration starts coming. So earlier that steady state could be till the 50s, 55s, but now with all this adulterated food items, the steady state comes faster, and the steady state ends also faster. Then the deterioration starts much faster. So we can realize that okay, yes, I have so little time. And through our classes we have heard how important it is to take up to this Krishna consciousness. We are in this such a rare human form of life. I mean, look at organisms around us. There are so many living entities. Out of 8.4 million species, okay, we are in human species. Okay, what are the chances that we may get a human life? And what if we get a human life? How much chance will be there that we'll have a favorable human life? So, to intensify this, like, okay, it is very, very important that okay, we take it very, very seriously and very urgently that like, okay, this this day that I have, this could be my final day. What am I doing now? What I mean, what exactly am I doing in this particular life? Think about it. Like, okay, if I will give you an example. So in this example, like, okay, if we go to work, right? And in the work, if we are just drinking coffee and if we are just joking around with other people, okay, and we are doing everything that we are supposed, everything that we are not supposed to do, and we are not doing the work that we are supposed to do, then what will happen? Obviously we'll get fired off, right? So so, in this human form of life, the most crucial thing is savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatmasu prasidati savai pumsam paro dharmo. Krishna is saying sarva dharma parityaja mamekam sharanam raja aham tom sarva papebhyo mokshaishami masucha. Abandon all types of business, abandon all types of religion, and surrender unto me. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tom sarva papebhyo mokshayashami masucha. I will take care of all your past sinful reactions. And then Krishna says, Masucha, do not fear. I am there with you. Krishna is giving us assurance. So it is, how do I surrender? Like it's so difficult task. Like surrender. Firstly, like surrender itself, the thought gives a picture in mind that okay, as if like okay, we become prisoners of war, and now you have to surrender. But Mahaprabhu made it very, very simple. He says that this process is, if we chant the holy name, if we serve the devotees, what is the what are the three principles Mahaprabhu gave to Srila Rupa Goswami, his student? He says, Jive Toya, Name Ruchi, and Vaishnav Seva. These are the three, these are the essence of everything. Jive Toya means that we should be compassionate to all living entities. That means, obviously, it does mean that, okay, not slaughtering an animal, but more than that, it means that, okay, we are compassionate to everyone. Okay, we treat every living entity that, okay, this, there is a spirit soul. Krishna is in the heart of this particular living entity. Let me try to serve. If we try to, if we try to look at every, if we try to serve every living entity and love every living entity, although we may not be getting loving reciprocation, but if we just try to serve every living entity, thinking that Krishna is in their heart, just thinking that Krishna, I am just doing this to please you. You are in the heart, like, okay. Externally, I may be getting different reaction, but that's perfectly fine. It could be a cause of the past reactions, okay, that was due to me. That is why I'm getting it. But oh my dear Lord, I don't want to give a bad reaction and create, I don't want to give a bad reciprocation, because you are in the heart. And through that, if we just try to reciprocate, okay, we will see that in course of time, if we give love to someone, okay, even though they may not be giving us love, then in due course of time things will change. And even if they don't change, we have pleased Krishna. And Jivedaya Name Ruchi. That means second principle is to to develop taste in the holy name. And how can we develop the taste in the holy name? We can develop the taste in holy name by this four principles that Mahaprabhu has given us. Trinadapi sunicena tarorapi sahisnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya shadahari. How can we develop taste in the holy name? By being more humble than a blade of grass. By being very, very humble. That means understanding that I am the lowest. Okay, I just want to serve. And then tarorapi sahisnuna, it being as tolerant as a tree. What does a tree do? My spiritual master was telling me about was about one incident, especially like, okay, a tree always gives shade. Okay, it gives fruit. But if one is cutting the tree, will the tree say, okay, I will not give you the fruit? No, it will still give that person fruit. If that person is taking an axe and trying to chop off the tree, it will still try to give the shade to that person also. That is the nature of the tree. It is always trying, it is always a well wisher for everyone. It does not discriminate. It is always tolerant. So there is so much to learn. It is, we may not be there yet, and which is perfectly fine. But if we know where we want to head to, then we will make the attempt in the right direction. Amanina manadena. That means always respecting others and not expecting any respect in return. This expecting respect in return is something like it very difficult to get over, because the false ego is very strong. We want respect. Okay, the material, in this material world, wherever we don't get respect, like, okay, the heart is like waiting, like wailing to get respect. So when we when we intensely pray to Tulsi Maharani, when we pray to Lord that, okay, take this away, and when we follow these four principles, that is being humble, being tolerant. Tolerant also means that, okay, no demands and no complaints. Then being respectful to others and being prideless, that is not expecting any respect. Then what happens is the holy name will not stop in our tongue will not stop vibrating the holy name. It will be just like that. We will get the taste. So Discussed about two principles, Jivedaya Nameruchi, and third principle is Vaishnav Seva. Vaishnav Seva means serving the devotees of the Lord. This serving the devotees of the Lord is most important, because as we serve the devotees of the Lord, if we serve them in a menial mood, then what happens is, just by serving all the wonderful qualities of the devotees, they if we do it with no ulterior motives, then Krishna's mercy is flowing to us through them. And we have to learn also, like, okay, if we consider, if we just serve devotees, so there are so many opportunities, like, okay, and we have to serve in whatever capacity we have. Sometimes we may not be able to physically serve others, but that's fine, like, okay, when we have some opportunity to serve, then we take those opportunities. Now His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj is coming. He is doing such wonderful initiatives in tribal care, so we serve him, like, okay, uh, he's serving all the tribal people. Um, in India, there are, like, in 28 different, um, 28 sorry 35 different districts. Across 9 different states. He's serving the tribal people. I have personally seen this journey, like how Maharaj started. It has been like almost 10 years since he's doing this service. When he initially started, like, it was filled with so many struggles. But over the years, what I have seen is what a great transformation has brought in. I mean, there are those countrysides, villages, like, okay, entire villages have got transformed. Those people who did not have any mechanism for, they did not have any earning. Their nearest grocery market was 10 hours by walk, 8 to 10 hours by walk. And Maharaj used to go to each of these areas, sometimes because of his so they had to cross the rivers, canals, like, okay, uh, those water uh, bodies. And sometimes Maharaj had to be carried in those uh, wooden hanging carrying bags, actually, because it was so much long walk. But they really loved Maharaj, and Maharaj would just give care, and just by caring for them, their hearts got so much transformed that they took up Krishna consciousness, and their children are doing such exceptional, there is so much exceptional uh, um, spiritual growth that I can see, and hundreds and hundreds of children in single countryside villages. And so Maharaj has built schools. He's built, like, okay, those um, medical camps for the villagers. He has built. There are camps to train their parents on how they could become employed, how they can use the scientific mechanisms to do agriculture, how the woman in the household can be trained in making things out of handicrafts, and so many more, like getting water facilities in the villages. So I saw so many people, like, okay, who just connected with Maharaj. They had absolutely no idea of any spiritual, um, any kind of spiritual background. But like, when you connect with a pure devotee, the mercy flows through them. So I saw that transformation in so many people happen, okay, across the years. So so in this way, we can somehow or other, like, this is one example I gave, but there are so many such examples that we can try to take advantage of, like, okay, where we have chance to serve the devotees in whatever capacity it is possible for us. In some cases, it could be like, okay, some may come to the temple and they may want to serve the devotees with prasadam. That is also a service. In some cases, some may feel that, okay, I have some time, then they go to the temple to clean the temple. That is perfectly fine. And some may think that, okay, I have I may not be able to serve prasadam, but I'm very strong in my body. I want to use my bodily strength to move some of the items in the temple that are moved. That is perfectly fine. I want to. Someone may say, okay, I want to bring some. I have some time, but I don't have money. I may want to do some grocery shopping for Lord. That is also perfectly fine. So this way there are unlimited areas, but what happens is when we engage in devotional service, then just by engaging in devotional service, it it really gives us so much more inner satisfaction. And Srila Prabhupada has has created so much avenues for us to offer our services in whatever capacity that and we have to understand that we cannot compare with one another. This is one great problem in the material world. Why we become sad is because we tend to compare with others. Oh, that person is doing this and I am not doing this. My comparison will not be with like, okay, what Robert Prabhu is doing or what Lokoman Prabhu is doing. Whom should we compare with? We discussed this very long back. Our comparison should always be with our own self. We should be our competitor. That I should come out as a better myself tomorrow. Every day there has to be 1% increase in okay, whatever I'm doing. I should be more sincere. I should have more integrity. I should try to we should plan out like, okay, what are the things that I really want to focus on, what are the things that I'm challenged with, what are the things that what are the things that I consider to my strength. We should make a note of this. Okay, strength, let me try to see how I can use this strength for the service of my guru and Srila Prabhupada. Okay, what are the weaknesses that I have? Those things we should take as our prayers. That, okay, Krishna, these are the things that I'm struggling with. Krishna, please, you help me how I can come over this. See, think about this. We started our class with multiple realizations from devotees. If we go and tell Krishna that, Krishna, these are my challenges that I am encountering, how do you think that, okay, I can really, please help me, like, okay, please help me address all of these things, like, okay, that I'm, that the challenges that I'm going with. Oh, Prabhupada, I really want to serve you. I am now, this is my situation, personal situation, but in this situation, you please help me how I can serve you. I will tell you a very simple analogy actually. Actually, I want to tell you one. Actually, I want to tell you one story about very 2 3 days back. We had a great celebration that was 20. I'm just saying in the calendar. Oh, the day before Nashing Chaturdashi was the Wednesday was the disappearance of a great devotee, His Grace Jayanand Prabhu. Uh, So His Grace Jayanand Prabhu is one of the early disciples of Srila Prabhupada. And with this story, I will conclude today's session. So His Grace Jayanand Prabhu was one of the early disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So Jayanand Prabhu came to this movement very, very in the
হুম,
early days.
এসি
And
চালু করো না।
I'll just mute everyone. So Jayanand Prabhu came to this movement in the very early days, and he was one of the older persons like okay, right from the very beginning. He joined in San Francisco, and at that time like, okay, um, Jayanant Prabhu was a one-man army. He would do everything. He was the temple president in San Francisco, but before that, okay, when the temple was not there, at that time there was a Rath Yatra festival, the festival of chariots, and this festival of chariots, Jayanand Prabhu, he built the chariot, he would engage, and at that time, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, like at that time, like he was very new, and he came, and the first devotee that he connected with was His Grace Jayanand Prabhu. So Jayanand Prabhu was making this cart, and like okay, he asked that, do you want to help? Um, do you want to just help in putting the nail? Yeah, do you know how to hit the nail? And His Holiness Jayaprakash Swami Maharaj at that time, uh, uh, he said yes. So he said, okay. Okay, show me. Then showed. Okay, you can hit the nails. Can you bring this together? He said, yeah, yeah. Show me. He did this. Okay, then you can do one thing. You can help me in like building this uh, rath or the chariot. So His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj, he saw this and he said, he was new actually. So he said, like, okay, so does it need to be built in 1 or 2 years? I said, no, no, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. and and in and in 2 weeks, His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, he observed what a transcendental personality His Grace Jayanand Prabhu was. He would he was so blissful that he would be the person who would be throwing the trash, and uh, he would be during the daytime he would go to repair the cars. He would drive a taxi, and whatever money he would get, he would bring it to the temple, and he would give it to the temple, and okay, these are my earnings for Krishna. So he was working purely for Krishna. So when he would do this, his anyone who would come in contact with Janan Prabhu, let's say someone external, they're going right, would say, he would tell with so much compassion, "Do you want to do some service?" And they were like drug addicts or drunkards. Like, they would say, like, okay, uh, in general, they will not be willing to do service, but when they would look at Janan Prabhu, they would be like, okay, and he would engage everyone in doing some or the other service. And then if anyone if anyone sees that, okay, that this guy who is throwing trash, like in this temple, like, okay, this trash thrower guy, like, okay, he looks to be so much blissful. Really, okay, the CEOs also was not so much blissful. We should learn, okay, what is he doing. So like this, everyone would become very, very attracted to Jayanand Prabhu. And once the devotees there, they observed that, okay, this Jayanand Prabhu, he does all so much services, and when people come, they come to meet him. But the thing is, he does not have good clothes. His old clothes are so old, and they are so worn out. He needs new. He needs new set of clothes. So from the temple, he was instructed, you should get new pair of clothes. These are very outdated and worn out actually. It does not give a good image. Jayanand Prabhu, he never liked to spend anything for himself. So um, he thought, okay, fine, since it's an instruction, he went. But he went to the thrift store. So now most people in US, they know what the thrift store is, but for others, thrift store is like where you have the second-hand items like sold. So basically used clothes that are being sold. So he goes there, and then he goes with another devotee. So he looks at these clothes. It's at $10. Very expensive pants. Like, okay, he wanted to get some pants. Like, okay. So, anyways, he does not want to spend so much on himself. So he asked the other devotees, "Do you think I should steal this, because I don't want to spend so much on myself?" So now in gone in those days, the other devotee was like a hippie. He said, "Yeah, why not?" And Jayanand Prabhu thought, "Okay, fine, let's steal this." Then he took that, and he has never stolen anything. So he just took that, and then he was coming out of the door, and there he got caught actually. And as soon as he got caught, like, the for shoplifting, he was caught, and the police caught him, put him handcuffed, and took him to the court. And there, within few hours, like, Jayanand Prabhu was in the court, and he was right facing the judge there. So the judge says, "Your Honor, okay, now he saw Jayanand Prabhu, and he said, like, okay, he felt like, okay, this guy looks to be so saintly. Okay, I wonder. He asked him that, okay, because he looked very effulgent actually, and he did not look like a coming from a thief or stealing background. So he asked, "Can you tell me why you have? Can you tell me, like, okay, if you are guilty or not? Please confirm that." So Jayanand Prabhu immediately said, "Your Honor, I am guilty. I am the one who stole the pants." And he said with such humility. The judge asked, okay, but why? Why did you steal the pants? And the police guy who caught Janan Prabhu, he was right next to him. He was ready, like, okay, because he, if he has to testify, he was ready to say, yes, yes, he did that because he was the one who caught him. So Janan Prabhu said, like, okay, Your Honor, actually, I earn whole day, but my guru, Srila Prabhupada, is maintaining, he has given me this service for serving. And so I serve all day the devotees. Whatever I get, I serve with that amount, like, okay, the temple. And in the temple, like, there is so much services, and we want to do the welfare for the world. And there are so many devotees who come there to eat prasadam, okay, and there are so many services for which those amount is being used. But from the temple I was told that, okay, I needed to get new pants. And so when I came here, when I saw the price of the pants, I felt like, okay, that is something that I should not be spending on myself, because this, my guru is doing so much. And so Krishna needs that money. Look, these are Krishna's money, this is not my money. So I felt that, okay, this money, that money should be used for Krishna's purpose. And this thing, when I saw these pants, I thought, okay, since they've instructed me, I can get these, but I should not spend on that. So I stole it. So now, as he was narrating, it was coming out with so much humility that the police guy, like, okay, who, the cop who caught him, he started crying next to Janan Prabhu. He said, Your Honor, please forget him. I will pay for the pants. Drop the charges. I will give the money. So it melted his heart, and the judge himself was crying. There were tears in his eyes. So that personality is Jayanant Prabhu, who could transform anyone. So when the Srila Prabhupada said that purity is the force, when there is purity in the heart, then what happens? It transforms. It transforms everyone around. Jayanant Prabhu, he he kept serving like this, and at the as he was serving, he was afflicted with cancer. So when he was afflicted with cancer, then devotees saw that, okay, oh, he has cancer. So he had some money. So this, but what Jayanant Prabhu did is he gave the entire money to Srila Prabhupada. So devotees saw this, like, okay, and Jayanant Prabhu kept working. He did not take any treatment, nothing. He thought, okay, anyway, cancer has to come, so there is nothing, but I have to serve my guru. Okay, there's no looking back. So he kept serving day and night for all the Rath Yatra, because not just San Francisco Rath Yatra, but for New York Rath Yatra, for any Rath Yatra, Jayanant Prabhu would be there. And he was serving despite of his health challenges. He was totally blissful. Devotees were concerned about him, and what they did is they went ahead and they consulted a doctor and said, okay, you have to admit him to the hospital, because his condition was slowly, it was deteriorating. So when Jayanant Prabhu was admitted to the hospital, it was a nice hospital, and in the hospital he was given a bed. And Jayanant Prabhu said, oh, I have never slept in bed for so many years. How can I sleep in the bed? Actually, this bed is so nice. My guru should sleep on this. So let me think that, okay, if Srila Prabhupada would be here, please you sleep on this. And he slept down. Okay. So then when devotees came, they said, Doctor Jayanant Prabhu, what are you doing? No, I could never offer a bed to Srila Prabhupada. So I've kept this bed for Srila Prabhupada, and I just wanted to sleep here only, because as his servant I should be down. How can I sleep there if Srila Prabhupada is here? So he had, and the devotees, like, okay, their heart melted with this. So before we go ahead, I want to tell you another portion also, just going back, it might be going just back and forth in terms of sequence. Jayanant Prabhu got his second initiation, Gayatri Mantra. But when His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, at that time he was Brahmachari, when he was going for his Gayatri, because Tamal Krishna Maharaj is he's only Tamal Krishna Swami Maharaj is also one of the most senior devotees, but His Grace Jayanant Prabhu was even before that. So when Maharaj was going for his Gayatri, at that time Jayanant Prabhu asked him, whispered in his ears, uh, Maharaj, can I also come with you? Because I have forgotten my Gayatri mantra. That way I can ask Srila Prabhupada what that mantra is. So he said, he asked Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said, okay, come. So after giving the Gayatri, okay, Srila Prabhupada repeated the mantra to Jayanant Prabhu, and Srila Prabhupada kept trying, and Jayanant Prabhu kept trying to recite the mantra, but it was like half an hour, and Srila Prabhupada was still trying with Jayanant Prabhu. And after that, Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry, Jayanant Prabhu, you just chant the way you are. Krishna will accept your mantra. And that way, like, okay, that is because Jayanant Prabhu had so much devotion in his heart. It is not really, it is not, if someone has devotion, right, it transcends everything else. And now coming back to his cancer story, like, okay, so in due course of time, Jayanant Prabhu's disease spread all of his body, and ultimately Jayanant Prabhu left his body. He was till the very end, he was serving. And then when Srila Prabhupada learnt about this, Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter to the soul of Jayanant Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada read, my dear disciple Jayanant, my dear Jayanant Prabhu. He said that something like this, that if you have any desire in your heart to, to enjoy this material world, then you will go for 10,000 years to the heavenly planets. But I know for a fact, Janand Prabhu, that throughout your life you had no other ulterior motive. You only wanted to please Guru and Krishna. So you will certainly go to the Vaikuntha platform. Srila Prabhupada gave it in writing. And then Srila Prabhupada did something which was totally unprecedented in the Gaudiya history. Srila Prabhupada said that, okay, from now onwards, Jayanand Prabhu's name should be there in every calendar, in the Vaishnav calendar, and his disappearance should be celebrated every year. And not just that, Srila Jayanand Prabhu, since he has always done this service for this Rath Yatra, so in every Rath across the world that is being every Rath that goes out in the Rath Yatra, Jayanand Prabhu's picture should be there in the front of the Rath Yatra, so that representing that Jayanand Prabhu is there, because Jayanand Prabhu made all arrangements for the Rath Yatra, for every Rath Yatra. And so we can see now, no matter where the Rath Yatra is happening, but wherever there is any Rath Yatra happening from ISKCON, then Jayanand Prabhu's picture is always there in the front. His Grace Jayanand Prabhu ki Jai. So that is the mood of service. That is the mood of Vaishnav Seva. When we have no ulterior motives, when we are doing it purely for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, in his letter to His Grace Jayanand Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada wrote this: your spiritual master cries for you. Can we imagine what the love of a spiritual master is for his disciple? We we sing daily in our Mangalarti. Sakshad haritvena samasta shastrer uktasthatha bhavyata eva sadbhi किंतु प्रभोर्या प्रियैव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् साक्षात् हरि Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. All the scriptures are saying that the spiritual master is actually none other but the personality of Godhead, is actually Sri Hari. It is such a invaluable thing to get a bona fide spiritual master in life. So we should definitely aspire. If we are not there yet, we should definitely immediately we should take that as a consideration, like, okay, to have spiritual master in our life and to serve that spiritual master with our life and soul. I i don't know how many of you are aware, but we are doing this book reading. I sent a message in the groups. We are doing book reading, various books, um, There is Milwaukee to Mayapur. There is a journey home. There is Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. There is Bhagavad Gita, and other books coming back and other things that are being read. But Nectar of Devotion. I am personally, like many devotees are participating, and as a servant, I am also trying to participate, trying to read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. As I am reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, I had a feeling that, okay, this Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit is not just a narration of any story. It is like we can feel every heartbeat of Srila Prabhupada. What are his thoughts from time to time? What are his thoughts going on as he's going to take initiation? What are his thoughts going on before taking initiation? What is his what are happening? What are the things happening in his family? It is as if we are living with Srila Prabhupada. It is as if we are there with Srila Prabhupada at every moment. It is as if I mean, we are part of Srila Prabhupada's life. We can experience everything that is happening in that courtyard of Srila Prabhupada, in his business, as he's going to see his guru. It is as if we are there just as a dust at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, just trying to experience his journey through our through our senses. It, I mean, Srila Prabhupada is so much merciful that the way His Holiness Satsarup Maharaj has described his life in such graphic details is just beyond comprehension, like, okay? Because as we see, like, okay, what kind of struggle Srila Prabhupada is going through in every stage of life, we can understand that, okay, none of the things that are happening in our life is anywhere, but we can, at the same time, we can get like infinite hope from understanding the life of Srila Prabhupada. And especially, I had this realization that when devotees read this out, right, or when we try to serve other devotees, right, like it gives such a different level. I'll be very honest, like, okay, I've tried to read these books earlier, but as we do it with the devotees, right, it gives such a different sense of pleasure actually. It is so transcendental. So if you are if you are not participating in that, I would highly encourage, at least try it. You will not lose anything. And it is all the it becomes all the more simple because like every day it is like only if you are tracking one book, it is only 5 to 10 minutes for one book. So you can subscribe to whichever books you want, and that's it. You can just follow that. Sometimes I go to taste other books also. Okay, what is happening here? What is happening there? And it is like amazing actually. So it is like, see, whole all my life prior to coming to Krishna consciousness, I would switch the channels of TV. But now it is like, okay, it is switching the channels of the spiritual books, and it is just amazing actually. So let us all try to take advantage. And if you really want, like, for those of you, if you really want to be part of that group, you can just let me know and then I can add you to that. Okay. So I will end here. I went around, like, okay, multiple things. If there are any questions or comments, then we can take it here. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. जय जय श्री राधे श्याम. सबको मिले वृंदावन धाम. So let me ask, does any of you have any questions or any comments? Or else, like, we can stop here. Hare Krishna. Okay, if not, then let's stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I wish you all a very, very, once again, a very happy Narsingha Chaturdashi, a belated one though. And we have so many festivals that are coming from now on actually. Hare Krishna. Please take care. Dandat Pram. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी. हरि हरि बोल.